In the immortal words of Tom T. Hall, I like beer. And that's why today I'm going to show you how to brew your own using the kit method. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to use a kit method today, which means you get everything you need from your supplier. I'm using Northern Brewer, which is an online homebrew supply store. There's a number of online homebrew suppliers. You can use a local homebrew supply if you have access to it. Today we're going to make an IPA. Specifically, we're going to make the Northern Brewer Fresh Squished IPA, which is a nod to the Deschutes Fresh Squeezed IPA, which is absolutely one of my favorites. Okay, so let's open it up and see what we get in our kit from Northern Brewer. So the first and most important thing is the very comprehensive recipe with all of the steps that you need laid out very clearly for you. It comes with the grains. It comes with all of the hops. This one is very hop forward, so there's a lot of hop additions. It comes with the malt extract, a lot of sugar for that yeast because it's a high point finished product. I think it comes in around 7.5%, so it's a stronger beer. The only thing it doesn't come with is the yeast. So it tells you what yeast you need to order to go with this kit, and that's everything. All right, so today, even though we're brewing a kit beer, we're using the Anvil Foundry 10.5 gallon all-in-one brewing system. So this system is designed for an all-grain recipe. Again, we're going to use it for a kit today just because it's a little bit quicker, requires a little less time and attention. But just so you know, I started off with and still use my 10-gallon pot and my spatula and my 1975 Gen Air cooktop. This just gets me there a little bit quicker and more efficient. So step one, we've got our 2.5 gallons of water heated up to about 155 degrees, holding steady. We've poured our crushed grains into our bag, and now we're going to put our bag into the 155 gallon water and let it sit for about 30 minutes. We'll come back in 30 minutes and we'll go from there. In the meantime, I'm going to stir it every once in a while and make sure it gets mixed up really well. So we've gotten through this first step where we've steeped for 30 minutes at about 155 degrees consistently. Now I'm going to remove the bag, drain it, and discard it. So now that we've got our first step done, we've got her up to a boil. We're going to add our 6 pounds of malt extract, and we're going to add our first hop addition, 1 ounce of the nugget. Okay, so we've got 45 minutes at boiling. And now with the last 15 minutes, we need to add the 3.15 pounds of the remaining of the extract. And then after we do that, in another 10 minutes, we'll add the rest of the hops. So let's go ahead and add the extract. It's probably good. Once we've got the wort chilled, we've got it down to about 85 degrees. We fill it with 2 gallons of cold water that we kept in the fridge. Then we're going to stir that really well, aerate it, rock it back and forth if we need to, and then we're going to pull a specific gravity. So once we've got the sample pulled for the specific gravity, we pitch the yeast, we seal it up, and we let it sit. And it's going to sit there until it stops bubbling, until that foam cap falls back down into the beer, and at that point we're going to transfer it to the secondary container. So when we did our initial gravity, it was 1.065. Here we are 2 weeks later, and we're going to transfer it to our secondary fermentation. All right, so we've got our sanitized secondary fermentation. All we're going to do is open this up and let it flow. Once this is drained out, we'll take another sample and we'll measure our gravity and see where we are. So we finished up our transfer to the secondary fermentation carboy. We pulled a sample. Our gravity is coming in around 1.012, which is great. The yeast is doing a fantastic job. That gives us an ABV of about 6.5%. I think she's got a little bit more to give, so I'm going to put the heat belt on it and see if we can get that temperature back up into the low 70s. If the air conditioner's been on, it's a little bit cold down here. So the yeast have been a little bit less active. So in 2 weeks, we'll come back, we'll check the gravity again, and if everything's okay, we'll go ahead and dry hop. A week ago, we started our dry hop process. We added our 1 ounce of Citra and our 1 ounce of Mosaic hops. We let that sit for 7 days. And today, all we're gonna do is go ahead and keg. So what that involves is obviously sanitizing all of your equipment, making a priming sugar, which I did with corn sugar and water, boiled, ready to go. And now we're just going to add that to the keg and pull a final gravity. Okay, so we're gonna dump in our priming sugar into the keg and then just open this bad boy up. And because of the amount of hops that we use, I'm actually screening that to try to catch a lot of that material as I go, because I don't want that in the finished product. Okay, so there we have it. We've got a final gravity of 1.010, which puts our total ABV at 7.22%. Not bad. We're going to let this guy sit for about a week and condition in the keg, and then we'll hook it up to the CO2 and we'll have delicious beer. All right, so there you have it. Simple ingredients, simple recipe, simple process, no big deal. The best beer you're gonna taste is the beer that you brew. So delicious beer, go out there, give it a try, because being average is good enough. Isn't that right, Lenny? Is it? Good boy. Cheers.